Hi everyone, welcome on board to Helper.tv.
Number one, sir, you ask a very, very pertinent question. Where are we in Nigeria in the process of nation building, and can we produce and develop leaders with these qualities? Why, in your own opinion, sir, has it not been possible for us to have the right kind of leadership in Nigeria? And why do you think Nigeria is where it is today? A country with such great potential in terms of resource, even human capital. If you look at what Nigerians are doing all over the world and what some have done within Nigeria, you know that there's a lot of good human capital here. But where are we today that the economy is where it is, the security situation is where it is, and the nation is really bleeding? The poorest capital, one of the poorest nations in terms of per capita in the world, serious 20 million children out of school, unemployment hitting the roof, 22 trillion in national debt. Why is Nigeria where we are, sir?
You got the answer. We are where we are because of leadership. And I thought that is for the purpose why you set this up and you want us to talk about this. I would want to say this: leaders don't flock. And we must decisively go for men and women who have the character, the attribute, the attitude, and the skills. I think I bring all this out that we need for leadership that we deliver in this country. I like, and I laugh when I saw it. Recently, a pastor was preaching. I think he was not really preaching, he was talking. And he said to his congregation, I know most of you must have made up your mind who you will vote for. And he said, look, those of you who have made up your mind who you will vote for, I don't want to know who you will vote for, but put up your hands. Almost the whole congregation, including himself, put up his hand. I found it interesting. And he said he wanted to make a prayer. And as I pray, put up your hand, continue to raise your hand, that your children may have the character, the attitude, the attribute, the reputation, the life of the one you have chosen to vote for. Well, hands started coming down. and I said to myself, so here are people who are ready to vote for somebody they don't want their children to be like. Now, what do you say of such people? Wicked to extreme, as far as I'm concerned.
OBASANJO had opportunity to turn things around in Nigeria. In fact, he had 3 opportunities to do this. Twice as a military head of state, as a dictator, and once as the, in quote, democratic president of Nigeria. But this man did not do what he needed to do. But he has this, character attitude of blaming other people, trying to present himself. You have people like that. They try to present themselves as elder statesmen, as people of integrity, people who did the right thing. They like to point fingers at other people. Atiku is a thief. Tinubu is this. That person is that. He has that attitude around him. He tries to present himself as humble, as a man who does not accept nonsense, as a man who has done great things. And one will wonder, do you have constant electricity? What has changed in your life? What changed when Obasanjo got there? I like what this present regime said. I'm talking about Buhari with his lack of education. He said this man that took billions of naira from the state treasury to provide electricity. Where is the electricity? If it were during the military era, you would have been locked up. That was when Obasanjo went into that writing spree, writing articles, telling this person how to live their life, how to do this and that. These criminals, they are all criminals. Bunch of criminals, non-entities. They have nothing to offer anybody. That's the truth. That's the reality. When you ask people like Obasanjo, he will tell you that Nigeria has done better for him than the vision of Nigeria. When you question Obasanjo further, Obasanjo will tell you that, the economy of Nigeria cannot be compared to that of New York State Fire Department. We are talking of a nation rich in resources. He said, our population is much more than the resources that we have. A lot of things have spewed out of the mouth of this man. And if you look at him, it's not as if he's not wise enough, but this is someone who is hell-bent on putting himself in that lane of I am progressive, whereas there is nothing called progress in whatever it is that he's doing. If Nigeria is too big for the intellectual or whatever capacity or ability of these people, why don't you let us break? Anyway, let us listen further to what Obasanjo has to say.
What do we now do going forward? How do we get Nigeria and Nigerians to come together and to reason properly as to how to make right leadership choices? Is there a possibility of doing that?
I will go back. I will go back to that video that you said you saw. And I will say that if the person you want to vote for, or you have originally decided to vote for, is not the person that you will want your child to be like, then change your mind.
Exactly. I think that video is a good platform, a good starting point.
It is for me.
Yeah.
It is for me.
It is. And to sort of send it out, even at this time, so that everybody can really have a serious think about it.
Yeah.
And maybe even put it in the different Nigerian languages.
He put it in Yoruba and English.
Yes.
The one I saw, and it was extremely telling.
Yeah. I don't want to ask you a leading question, although now we do know an idea of where your heart is in terms of your leadership choice in Nigeria today. First of all,
I want you to get that clear. What I said is that, look, like I have said in this short address, every human being has an element of leadership ability. God has given everybody. But when you then take everything together, who has an edge? And well, to me, I take character, I take vision, I take track record, I take physical and mental agility, as some people will put it. And when you take all these together, then where do you come? And I say, well, the one that I thought has an edge is the one that I mentioned.
Why then, sir, do you think it's a little bit difficult for everybody to come to this level of reasoning, even people of great capacity, people of great intellect, people of seemingly wonderful background, and so on and so forth? What do you say about the monetization of politics in Nigeria, the empowerment or the deliberate use of ignorance, illiteracy, weaponization of poverty in Nigeria, that quite a lot of people are not even capable of rational and clean thinking? What do you think about that, sir?
Well, there are 3 or 4 things. There's the issue of education generally. As you yourself have said, there are over 20 million Nigerian children that should be in school that are not in school. Those 20 million Nigerian children, when they become adult, they will not be able to contribute maximally or even optimally to their own welfare and well-being individually, to the welfare and well-being of their family, of their community, of their state, of their nation, not to talk of their continent and the world in which they are. So that is first problem. Then there's the problem of political education. And political education, it doesn't matter whether you are fully educated or you have university degree or you have primary education or secondary education or tertiary education. Political education is also very, very important. And many Nigerians don't have. Thirdly, we are easily carried away by ethnicity. Is our own. Your own for what purpose? Your own to continue to do the same thing that has not led us into where we should be. And what is your own? Your own who will lead us astray? Then there's religion. And these are some of the factors that do not help us. And then, like you rightly said, money. And I will put it in one word: corruption. And corruption may not even be in terms of money. It could be in terms of other measures, let me put it that way. So these are things that have not helped us in the past. And if they have not helped us in the past, they will not help us today. We continue with them, and surely they will not help us in future.
The problem we have on our hands is divided into three. We have ignorant people, very ignorant. And when you come across someone who is ignorant, who is not ready to turn a new leaf, who is not ready to learn, who is not ready to change, it's a problem. Now, when you come across someone who is not ignorant, someone whose intellect is up there, and the person has chosen to do bad, chosen to do nonsense, chosen to do rubbish, it becomes also dangerous as somebody who is ignorant. Now, the problem with someone who knows but does not want to do the right thing is that they are very wise, and let's use the word wise. They are cunning. They know. OBASANJO is someone who knows but is not ready to do the right thing. Now, some people have given excuses. I'm talking about the ones who are looking at it in a spiritual aspect. They say once someone steps into Aso Rock, even if the person wants to do good, the person cannot do good. Some people have said this again outside of spirituality. They said the constitution and policies and the structure of Nigeria cannot make someone who wants to do good do good. The Nwobodo, he called it jaundiced constitution. He said we are all focused on sectional aggrandizement, which is basically what Obasanjo has talked about: ethnicity, tribe, is Yoruba, is Igbo, as if Buhari has added value to all of the people in the north of Nigeria. Of course, nepotism, like if an Igbo man steps in there, if a Yoruba man steps in there, people who are around corridors of power, people who are closer to them, probably brothers, friends, etc., will benefit from them. That's what it is. We benefit from the loot. We do not have that robust system, that solid system yet, where every individual in that country matters. I mean, at least everybody will have water to drink, everybody will have food to eat, everyone will be taken care of. If you're a single mother, you are a widow, you do not have parents, general basic social services that a country is supposed to give to anyone who says, I am a citizen of this country. But unfortunately, our borders do not even exist. Anyone can come from Mali, Niger, Gambia, whatever, say, I am a Fulani, I am this tribe, I am that tribe, and they're coming through the north of Nigeria. What are we talking about? We still have a long way to go, and that long way will be longer because we are, surrounded by people who do not want things to work well, and ignorant people. That is the problem. And all of this stems from wickedness. What are your thoughts as regards Obasanjo's question and answer and analysis? Let us meet at the comment section. We know he has been rooting for Peter Obi, and he's still rooting for Peter Obi. He believes that he has the ability and power to change the status quo, to turn things around, to shake the system, to move this from that. And Tinubu said that this is a personal fight against him. He said, this man has been jealous. He doesn't want me to step in there. It's like being president of Nigeria is like a slap to his face. Like, I eventually got him there. They had that problem when Tinubu was governor of Lagos State. Tinubu wanted to provide electricity single-handedly. He wanted to provide that in Lagos, but Obasanjo stepped on it, crushed it, and made sure that didn't work. I'm not really saying that Tinubu wouldn't have made this his own personal business. He would have turned it to his own mega billion-dollar business. Yes. But Lagos would have electricity. I'm not saying that's the right approach anyway. I'm not saying that's the right approach. Tinubu would have done so. Maybe electricity will be expensive, but he will still be able to provide electricity. People will be having electricity in their homes. He will be able to even sell to other states. But Tinubu will sit on it. It will be his own personal venture, personal business, which is not something that we want anyway. It will be more of monopoly, is another wickedness. What are your thoughts about this one? Let us meet at the comment section. Do not forget to like and share this video. And if you are new here, please tap on the subscription button.
I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel. And if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.